you going to fix diversity when you don't have people in these positions of power? How are you going to look out at the people when you don't have people who want to go and get it? I'm like, I do it to help out others, right? I'm like, and I'm fair with everybody I hire. I make sure that I hire people that are competent, people who are going to do a good job for me, people who are going to buy into my vision. And I am very crystal clear right away when they're coming onto my team, what my expectations are. And I make sure that I take care of these people. I make sure that I'll take care of these people because you know what, at the end of the day, they're taking care of me. And as a manager, it's not about you. It's not about you. It's about them. And that's the thing. It's not about you. It's about them. How are you? What are you doing for them? And at the end of the day, if you see it that way, ultimately, they're going to make you look good. They're going to make you look good. I mean, like I got promoted after hiring Steven. I accelerated my career and having that team. I probably had the act team for about 2 years. After that, it was like, oh, wow, he built this team from the ground up. Director, senior director. That's it. I'm out of there. Yeah. It's time for me to do something else. But
also during that transition, you moved in, you also promoted within the company,
right?
Another person who looked like us to a position of power.
Yes, exactly. Mr. Andre, Mr. Oliver, and Kelly, and Kelly as well. And Kelly was Kelly came in as a I believe she wasn't QA. She was quality assurance, and I promoted Kelly to a manager. Andre Oliver, another person, he was a team lead. He never got a shot to be a manager from anybody else that was his manager at that point in time. I came in, I got Andre together, and I'm gonna tell you like this: Andre was different than you, Stephen, because Andre was a piece of work. And I'll tell you this, guys: when you are in these positions of power, a lot of the times you're going to run across people who going to think they're better than you, who look like you, and we call them like crabs in the barrel, right? And I'm not saying that Andre is crab in the barrel, but here's the situation about Andre. Andre had been in this role for many years. He was in a team lead role. I came in as a manager. So Andre looked at me like, man, why am I not manager? Why am I not manager? Who is this guy that's coming in? And I'm younger than Andre, by the way. Andre is, in his mid of his career, but he didn't get that opportunity. So of course, Andre and I didn't have a good relationship when I came in there. It was because he was standoffish. It was his attitude. It was the what I would say he was snarky, right? I don't think he had a level of respect for me, right? And I was just like, dude, like, who are you? What is it that I've done to you that you're going to be acting like this towards me, just because I'm your manager? Yeah. So one of the days I decided to do this. I took Andre out to lunch. And I explained to him what my expectations were. And I explained to him that I'm not his previous managers. And I'm going to tell him like this. I said, if you do the work that I've asked for you to do, and you're meeting my expectations, I guarantee by the time that I leave this role, you're going to be promoted to manager. And I made him that deal and I made him that promise. And we saw eye to eye from there. And guess what? Andre is a friend of mine still to this day. And he looks back at that time, that rough patch that we had, and he looks back at it and saw how sensitive he was. And he had never saw another brother in a position like that. And when he's already in a position that he thinks he deserves, but nobody saw it in him. And nobody would take the time and coach him and share with him what his problem areas were and the reason why he wasn't getting promoted. You know the reason why Andre wasn't getting promoted? He wasn't getting promoted because his soft skills sucked. That's why. That's exactly it. His soft skills sucked. And it took me to have to tell him that and tell him that he needed to work on it. And by the time I saw of the work and how he was able to deliver for me and my team and how they had improved, because I would put him in to some of the toughest customer calls. And I would see how he would react. And I would have to be in those calls with him until it got to a point after a good 6 or 7 months. I didn't have to be on those calls anymore. No reason for me to be on those calls because Andre could handle them. And then I said, you know what? You're ready. You're ready. That's what managing is about, guys. That's what managing is about. It's about you leading people, you helping others, you getting the results, you taking care of them. and ultimately they're going to take care of you. I say this all the time. It's about results. Management is there's two fundamentals to management: results and knowing your people. And when you know your people and you pour into your people, they're going to do their best job for you. And that's going to get you the results. It's simple. It's as simple as that. Those are my 2 points. People always try to make it more difficult than that. No, but if you care about people and you're looking out for them, they're going to take care of you. And you have to be an effective communicator, because, a lot of times people are shy away to have that conversation that I had with Andre. A lot of times they don't want to have that conversation and say, you know what, I'm not going to deal with that. And that's what his prior managers did. They said, I'm not going to deal with this guy. I said, you know what? Nope. I'll have a conversation with you. And still to this day, Andre and I probably text once a month, me checking in his career and so forth. But let me continue on. Let me see what else is in the chat, man. Steven, you still got some time for us still?
Oh yeah.
Okay, perfect. I want to make sure I'm not going over your time. Earl Marquis says, hold on. Marvin says, oh, yes. Professor Black Ops says, Marvin, congrats on your tech job. Yes, congratulations on that too, Marvin, for going into the tech help desk role. But yes, do not wait, sir. Do not wait at all to find a mentor in the company that you're at. Engineering Cannabis says, have sponsors can lead to great opportunities. Due to sponsors, I was given numerous opportunities to be CTO for numerous startups. Look at that. Engineer Cannabis is saying it himself. Have sponsors can lead to great opportunities. Due to sponsors, I was given numerous opportunities to become a CTO for numerous startups. Absolutely. It's fantastic. Earl says, so glad I found this channel. Omega says, great stream. Utah says, thanks, man. I am blessed. I appreciate you. Absolutely. Jabron says, you can use the lack of diversity to your advantage. I don't run into many black comic veterans in tech. Absolutely. Absolutely. You can use it to your advantage. You can get into these positions of power and help others out as well. Absolutely. Do that. Pro Style. My work mentor helped me get my last promotion, but he was recently moved to a new role with no direct reports. The department vibe has changed dramatically. Absolutely. A lot of the times when people move out, there is a change. And maybe Stern, you could probably talk about that too, right? Like when I left that organization, was there a change? Because I think you guys are reporting to Straka then, right?
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. It was so many changes in that organization, and it always felt like it was a snow globe, and you shake it up, and you're like, all right, what's today going to bring now? So yeah, we were reporting to Straka, who was on the supply chain side, but the side I was on was a retail side. And then that ended up changing again, then it changed again, then it changed again, then it changed again.
Yep.
Sometimes shakeup is good, but a lot of shakeup is not good, because then what happens is the team and the employees, they begin to become disheartened, and they also start not believing their leadership because there's so many changes that are happening. You're like, well, if all these changes are happening, then something must be coming on the horizon, or the company's not stable. And that's what happened.
I love how you say
it. But it's a lesson, because now that I've been through that path, I can see things coming. I understand things like, being in some of those roles where it's always you're being reactive to situations just because of how the legacy applications are set up or the support chain. It kind of toughens you up. So you can have those calls with the difficult customers now. And then you realize, you're like, oh man, this is a breeze. It's escalation. This is easy. This is nothing. We're used to dealing with Starbucks and Publix and the Walmarts screaming at you, and the Chevrons. You're getting woke up at 2:00 in the morning because something's going down in Australia. You get to take all those moments that you had and take it into your new role, and you're like, oh, if this is what I can do and it was this hard, everything else is going to be easier. So that's how I took it.
I love it.
And it is easier.
Oh, I love it. Let's continue on in the chat here. Let me we got some more chats in here. 3J says, I never was the best student in engineering. Wasn't for me, but I want to Oh, hold on. Let me get to that mention. Let me cancel that one. I think this is what you want. I was never the best student from high school. Then later found out engineering wasn't for me. I'm looking to pursue MIS, but need a college coach and a mentor. Any help, Black Heights? Absolutely, man. Book a session with me, man. Um, Definitely, I would say that, or become a patron through Jay. With a premium patron, you get access to me at least once a quarter. That's the route that I would say you can go as well too. So become a patron. The link is in the description of this video, should be, as well as in my prior videos as well too. But absolutely. Pro Style says this. My work mentor. Yep. Oh, we got to that one already. Kamal says this. One of my old bosses taught me a few years ago that the people who succeed the most are often those with the best attitude. That's absolutely true too. That is absolutely true, man. The best, you gotta have a good attitude. You absolutely have to have a good attitude.
Tell him, Antoine, you gotta smile through the pain. Let him see you sweat, baby.
You don't want to see you sweat, man. You don't want to. That's something that I've learned very early from being out there on warehouse floors where I put in a piece of code and it cost the entire warehouse to go down. Me just walking out there like, holy shit. And everybody's just looking at me like, what's going on? Why did our ARF again stop? Why is everything locking up?
Right.
Like, you can't sweat. You got to be like, I don't know. Let me go figure it out. Knowing that that was an issue. Knowing that that was an issue, now I'll do a quick sneak, back that code out real fast. Nobody would see it. Yeah. Exactly. Right. That's absolutely right. Blind guy, their wife is live says this. Did I hear soft skills? Did I appreciate the super chat? Thank you guys so much for being so generous. The $10 super chat. Did I hear soft skills? We've had repeat offers to speak to corporate growth because of the competing performers. We're less personal and we're more generic. We tailor experiences. They couldn't. Absolutely. So the blind guy, his wife, their life. If one thing that you would notice right away, guys, here's the thing, when you watch this beautiful couple, Corey and Laquita, and you see how they play off each other, you see that they have some really, really good soft skills. If you just watch the show, watch the little subtle jokes that they put in there, watch the great attitude, the smiles, you see that they are corporate soft skills teachers. And they have a communication degree, and I believe Laquita is in drama and theater. But they use that to be able to share and show people and to coach people into soft skills and give workshops and webinars. And here's the thing, right? They are the best at it. I see why they are corporate teachers and they get these sort of gigs because they're experts at it. They are experts at it. Watch this show, guys. Hey, guys, if you haven't subscribed to this beautiful couple yet, go ahead and do so. And also, guys, if you haven't subscribed to Brother Professional Black Ops, jump over to his channel. Another fantastic content creator, big brother of mine. Who else? Groups. Oh, yeah, I understood. Thanks for the correction. Marvin Williams says, Black Heights, Stephen, taking your advice. I will be booking my one-on-one ASAP. I appreciate that, Marvin. Absolutely. Go ahead and do that. I'll be finishing up my Bachelor of Science in Management Studies in less than a year. Watching your content, I've decided to pursue my Master's in CIS. Do you recommend that I specialize in a certain field or not? I'll let you take that one, Stephen. I already know my answer, but people don't want to always hear from me. So the question is, do you recommend? He's thinking about getting his Master's in Computer Information Systems, which is a fantastic major, right?
Yes.
Do you think he should specialize in something?
So I will definitely say specialize in something. My specialization was in information security because that's what the role I was in. And my plan at the time was I wanted to be the United States Army Reserve's technical manager for InfoSec. So that's why I went for that role. Now, I'm not in InfoSec anymore, but because I went in that direction, that's what I wanted. So I would definitely say specialize in something, but specialize it in the field that you are interested in.
I agree.
Don't just take it because you see it makes a lot of money. Make sure you are interested in it, because if you're not interested in it and you start learning it, it's going to burn you out.
I agree. I agree with that. Absolutely. Welcome to the chat, Adrian. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming in. Marvin Nash says, wait, until I have more experience at the service, this is what I should specialize in. That's going to give you more exposure, when you have the experience at the service desk. So it's not a bad idea. The question is here's the thing. If you don't have to specialize right away, then give it some time. But if you need to declare what that specialization is, Marvin, then yeah, I mean, like you got to go for what has an interest to you based on you reading it, right? It could be the fact that you're interested in network security or databases or project management. Whatever is the thing that you have an interest in now, there's an interest because you already are wanting to get into CAS. But what about CAS do you really, really enjoy about that? What is it that you really want to be? Go towards that specialization and what you have an interest in now, and you can always change it, right? If you want to, do something else. A certificate is another way that you can change and do something else. It's very simple. Okay.